Thanks, David. Just 24 hours ago, David and I were talking about Russia's pledge to move its troops away from Kyiv, the capital city of Ukraine, as well as the battered city in the north of Ukraine, Chernihiv. Yet, early this morning, in this time zone, reports that the exact opposite had happened, that there was increased shelling in Kyiv and an increased assault on Chernihiv. We wanted to get confirmation of those reports, and we also wanted to find out, if they're true, what it means for the negotiations that are taking place between Russian and Ukrainian officials. To do all that, we have reached Ukraine's Deputy Prime Minister, Olga Stefanishyna, my apologies. She's the Deputy Prime Minister as well as the for European and Euro-Atlantic integration of Ukraine. Deputy Prime Minister, really good to have you on our program. Can you confirm that there has been Russian military activity near Kyiv and near Chernihiv, despite Russia promising to do the exact opposite?
Well, indeed, we had a very little expectations following the recent statement and following yesterday's negotiations on the withdrawal of military presence from Kyiv and Chernihiv directions. I can confirm the information from the intel and our military and by myself, because I'm in Kiev, that the fights and the shelling has been taking place since the lunchtime and almost all night in the areas near Kiev and around Kiev, and the same severe air attacks has been taken as regards the second Chernihiv direction, notwithstanding the other directions in the south and east of Ukraine. So it's just like another confirmation that no words can be trusted when it comes to the negotiations with the Russian side. Only solid, wide and clear legal framework ensuring Ukrainian security is an option for us to confirm any agreement with the Russian side.
Since the Russian Deputy Defense Secretary, or Minister rather, had said that these pledges were in an effort to bolster or promote good faith in negotiations, what does this about-face mean for the negotiations?
Well, again, Ukraine is one of the world best knowers of the Russian playbook and the different scenarios. And yet we do not pay a lot of attention to the words said by different Russian officials, including those representing the negotiation team. We only judge by very concrete cases and steps taken. So first of all, yesterday there were the real first and serious round of negotiations, and there's a readiness to negotiate. Ukraine has put on the table its proposals, while all the other statements and elements which has been voiced by Russian Federation has never been confirmed. It's a bit easier for us because we have a very clear intentions. We have been frank and clear in our proposals, which we have presented yesterday, and we have a very clear military strategy, which is the security and deterrence and defense on our territory. So whenever there is a discussion on the next steps, one should pay attention to the official line Ukrainian side is taken, and that would serve the clear understanding of the intentions and the dynamics of the process.
I would like to ask you about that proposal that you're referencing, and more specifically, is Ukraine willing to cede any territory in the east?
Well, first and foremost, yesterday's proposal was related to a broad, wide and solid security guarantees for our territory, for our country, throughout all of its entire territory, and these are the guarantees which should be accompanied with the full withdrawal of Russian troops and the military preparedness to engage in standing for Ukrainian territorial integrity and sovereignty in case of military scenario. One of the options our chief negotiator, David Arachamia, has been stating is that so far it's clear for us that some of the elements of the security guarantees cannot be spread to the Crimean territory and the occupied parts of the Donetsk and Lugansk regions before 24th of February. This could be subjected to a discussion, although we will not proceed further anyhow in the negotiations without having clarity on the security guarantees, because we understand that the deal with Russia is only possible when it comes to a long-lasting peace in Europe and particularly in Ukraine.
And with respect to those security guarantees and more largely military alliances, my understanding of the proposal is that Ukraine is willing not to enter into a military alliance. Is that accurate?
Well, basically, this is a sort of like military alliance, because the security guarantees are enforced basically only in case of a military scenario, which will be reopening following the peaceful deal on the war in Ukraine, which is ongoing right now. So in some sort, this would be a military alliance, while we have a clear signal from the NATO as an organization that there's no readiness to proceed with any Euro-Atlantic aspirations of Ukraine. We have the war happening on our territory right now, and we need these security guarantees here. We are really grateful that yesterday over the Security Council, UN Security Council meeting, Great Britain has already publicly announced that basically it stands for the proposal of Ukraine. We're expecting that such leaders, leading nations like Canada and US would also step into that, because from the very first day of war, your country has been on a forepost of the international coordination, mobilization of efforts, and putting restrictions, restrictive measures towards Russia. And your leadership of your ministers and colleagues has been really helpful. And this, if there's like any step which could be done by the countries like Canada, this is something which should be done to stop the war on our country by stepping in the security arrangement.
Have there been any specific conversations with the Canadian government about Canada fulfilling that role as a security guarantor?
Well, this is a discussion which is I'm not entitled to put a lot publicly on, but clearly the countries of G7 are the countries which are the priority ones.
Okay, let me try and rephrase the question. Do you anticipate that Canada will be willing to step into the role of a security guarantor for your country?
Given the role Canada now plays in defending our territorial integrity and sovereignty, and the enormous efforts your government has been taking to mobilize unity and solidarity, I think that this would be a natural development for that.
Okay, Deputy Prime Minister, I'll leave it there. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Vashi Capellos, host of Power in Politics. See more of our show by subscribing to the CBC News channel or click the link for another video.